Or the pain so intense to feel, especially now it added up through the years. And I taught myself how to grow without any love, and there was poison in the rain. I taught myself how to grow, now I'm crooked on the outside and the inside's broke. Nothing to say. When I do, it's nothing, and nobody's there to listen anyway. I know I'm probably better off this way. I just listen to the voices on the TV till I'm tired, my eyes grow heavy and I fade away. 'Cause I taught myself how to grow any love, and there was poison in the rain. I taught myself how to grow, now I'm crooked on the outside. I taught myself how to grow without any love, and there was poison in the rain. I taught myself how to grow, now I'm crooked on the outside, inside's caved, crooked on the outside, inside's caved, crooked on the outside, inside's caved. I taught myself how to grow.
Hi, and welcome to It Might Get Personal. I'm David McCreath. Our guest today is Lauren Atkinson, and she sang
Ryan Adams, I Taught Myself How to Grow Old.
Okay, so tell us why that song.
So it's kind of a sad song. I promise I'm not depressed or anything, but growing up and growing old are two very different things, I think. And I think with growing up, there's quite a few growing pains, and there's a number of ways you can react to them. And one of them is to take on all of those sad feelings that come across of, I'm no longer able to be as carefree as I was when I was a kid. And feeling that can result in either a deep depression and sadness, or you can teach yourself how to kind of muster up the strength to just kind of move forward and be an adult. I heard an interview with the songwriter once where he was saying that the song was more about looking up to these rock stars and these kind of really famous people and thinking, wow, I really want to be like them. But part of being like those figures was taking on these sad things and all of their sad experiences. Oh, yeah. And Ryan Adams, he did have a drug problem for a while. And I think that was probably the result of some of that sadness of leaving your childhood and these hopes and dreams that looked awesome on the outside and not realizing there's a deep sadness in some of those songwriters' songs. Yeah. And I think it's an important lesson that changes are going to happen, and how you react to them are sometimes bigger than the change themselves.
Have you had big changes?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The past year has been a roller coaster. Yeah. We recently moved here from Detroit and left pretty much everything I knew behind. I quit my job. I was unemployed for about 7-8 months. Didn't really have any friends or anything to connect to out here aside from my husband. And that's a big change. Yeah. And I think I could have reacted very differently. I could have turned internally and taught myself how to grow old and sad and kind of bitter. But instead, I think the past year has been an amazing experienced because I just take the changes as they come.
That's good.
Yeah.
So do you feel like growing old is, do you feel like if you figure out how to adapt to those changes, then growing old doesn't necessarily mean growing bitter, or
Right.
like
Absolutely.
you figure out how to grow old without the bitterness and
exactly.
Okay. All right. That's good.
And I'm a young person, so I have a long way to go. But the transition from 18 to 30, I think, is a very pivotal one, and that can define your whole adulthood.
Yeah,
it really can.
Yeah, and I'm looking back on 18 to 30 from a slightly farther away. Yeah, it was, and I think it can probably even be broken up into 2 or 3 pivotal chunks on their own.
Yeah.
And yeah. It's interesting looking back and figuring out where did the bitterness come from. I'm not bitter. So you were unemployed for a while, but you are employed now?
Yes.
All right, good.
Pretty happy about it too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, what are you doing?
I am an implementation manager, which is a fancy term for a project manager, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We've got a new project manager where I work, and it's amazing watching people who like project managing.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's not my happy place. So good. I'm glad there's people who like it. And so the last thing that I just want to make sure everybody knows is that this is like the first time that you've sung in front of people.
Pretty much.
Basically.
I mean, growing up, I sang quite a bit. I grew up in the church, so I was in a church choir and all that. But this is the first time I've ever sang on my own.
Mm-hmm. And the guy playing guitar for you was your husband, Jesse, who was recently on the show doing a Drive-By Trucker song. And has it been a big deal? Do you feel like it was?
Yeah, I mean, I had to muster up a lot of courage to do it.
Yeah.
And my husband hasn't even heard me sing before, so it's a learning experience, that's for sure.
Yeah. You're just contributing to the growing up?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Good. Well, I appreciate you stepping out and making the effort. It was really good.
Thank you.
It was a really good performance of a great song. And I'm flattered that you came here to do it. That's all.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll leave it there. And I'm David. This is Lauren, and we will see you next time.
Thanks.